The Siemens headquarters at Wittelsbacher Platz in Munich is a palace of glass and Bavarian limestone. It projects order, transparency, and the certainty of German engineering. But thousands of miles away in Lagos, a corporate representative would hand over a suitcase of cash to a local cabinet minister. Both the sterile glass building and the hidden briefcase were functioning parts of the exact same corporate process. In the wood-paneled boardrooms of Munich, this practice was known as nützliche Aufwendungen, or useful spending. Siemens treated corruption as a boring administrative duty, rather than a passionate crime. This standardized form from a 1990s German corporate tax return reveals the technical logistics of the system. Prior to 1999, bribing a foreign official was legal under German law, and the state effectively subsidized the practice by allowing companies to write off the bribes. An executive could fly to a developing market, successfully distribute millions in illicit cash, and return to the quiet halls of Munich to legally claim that empty suitcase as a routine business deduction. The men who signed off on these payments did not see a moral failure. They viewed this as the engineer's burden. If a country required a power grid to industrialize and a local official demanded $10 million to sign the paperwork, providing that cash was a necessary logistical hurdle to overcome in the pursuit of global infrastructure. The international community eventually tightened the regulations on global trade. In 1997, Germany signed the OECD Anti-Bribery Convention, an international pact designed to criminalize the bribery of foreign public officials. The era of tax-deductible corruption officially ended. The executives in the power generation and telecommunications divisions faced a binary choice. They could stop the payments and lose emerging markets to competitors, or they could build a hidden financial architecture to bypass the new international laws entirely. They chose the latter. Instead of halting the payments, the company transitioned its operations out of a legal gray area and into an active illicit conspiracy. Criminalizing a corporate practice rarely stops it. It forces the engineers to design a better way to hide it from the authorities. Siemens constructed a shadow bureaucracy of middlemen to manage a $1.4 billion slush fund. The operation functioned with Six Sigma efficiency, a strict corporate management methodology normally used to eliminate physical defects in factory manufacturing. To secure an Argentine contract, nearly $100 million in bribes left Munich for a Swiss clearing bank. From there, the money fragments into an untraceable web of offshore shell companies, utilizing over 2,700 ghost consultants, whose only qualification was proximity to political power. In Buenos Aires, kickback percentages for the interior minister and the president's inner circle were negotiated in the elegant cafes of the Recoleta district. The men coordinating the payments spoke with the detached, mechanical tone of accountants discussing a change in interest rates. Inside the telecommunications division, central cash desk managers tracked these multi-million-dollar liabilities using basic Excel spreadsheets stored on removable thumb drives. When a massive illegal payment was delivered, a specific cell tracking the liability simply snapped from red to green. The Siemens system relied on its ability to hide extraordinary corporate crimes inside the most boring, everyday office tools available. The shadow architecture met a sudden, violent end on November 15, 2006. 200 German police officers and tax investigators launched a massive dawn raid, pulling crates of physical documents out of the pristine glass entrance of the Munich headquarters. Because Siemens traded on the New York Stock Exchange, the United States Department of Justice claimed jurisdiction over the German company, initiating the largest investigation of its kind in corporate history. Forensic accountants reviewed over 100 million internal documents. The sweeping investigation resulted in a combined fine of $1.6 billion, forcing the company to spend an additional billion completely overhauling its compliance systems. This massive act of corporate penance under the watchful eyes of global regulators permanently killed the cash slush fund. The ledger on physical bribery was closed. By the year 2026, Chancellor Friedrich Merz's administration enforces strict corporate compliance, ensuring state auditors instantly flag any crude cash funds. To survive, corruption moved from currency into pure code, the algorithmic kickback. This interface comparison shows how the process works today. Multi-billion-dollar government tenders for smart cities or autonomous power grids are no longer awarded by humans negotiating in hotel rooms. They are decided by automated, supposedly transparent AI procurement systems. But hidden within the foundational code of those smart city systems is a heavy, invisible corporate bias. The AI is mathematically weighted by the multinational tech conglomerate that provided the software, ensuring that only their proprietary hardware can fulfill the safety and efficiency requirements of the contract. This privileged, backdoor access to a government's automated training data functions as the modern bribe. The shadowy traveling consultant with a briefcase of cash has been replaced by the modern data scientist. They offer local governments highly subsidized pilot programs, writing algorithms to optimize massive public infrastructure projects. The payout does not require laundering. The algorithm generates massive efficiency savings, which are quietly shared with the political elite through legitimate-looking data monetization performance bonuses paid directly into blind trusts. Forensic accountants can track offshore bank accounts and shell companies, but it is entirely impossible to subpoena a mathematical formula or to prove criminal intent inside a weighted optimization algorithm. We haven't eliminated corporate corruption. We have simply engineered it to be an invisible, perfectly functioning part of our modern infrastructure.